I say we throw it over to our player spotlights for Priffin and Dwoh, our next upcoming match. What do you think about this player spotlight? Nerdy. What are your thoughts?
Interesting. Okay, so Priffin is the higher seed. Is that correct?
Yes, Priffin was in the top 8 of
Yeah, that's what I figured.
England.
But the interesting thing is that the higher seed in this case actually has the worst win-loss versus opponent.
I think this
So
is the first time we've seen that, yeah, where the
yeah,
higher
that's
seed has a
that's
worse
very
record.
interesting. Um, Now, not to say that Priffin's stats are bad. Obviously, only 3 games, but it's still interesting. We've seen evidence that, in the past, they've gone 1 and 2 against each other, right? So is that going to happen again? Is there going to be any kind of, Priffin might see Dwoh as a threat in some ways, or maybe doesn't remember because he has played, 400 games, and that was only less than 1% of the game. So I can understand forgetting those 3 matches. But at the same time, I just think it's interesting to think about from that perspective. But other than that, obviously, Priffin stats, very good. 13-12, solid. 64% win rate, very good. And just having a lot of experience as well. 400 games, like I mentioned, is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that sticks out to me is just like you said, that 1-2, but it isn't that big of a sample size. So I'm not sure if it's going to matter too much, right? I know Priffin is a ranked warlord, but I've seen Dwoh playing a lot recently too. So let's throw into Dwoh's player spotlight and see about these overall stats. Yeah, I mean, maybe I was wrong. Only 74 games, not that many. Doesn't have a rank sub 10,
Yeah.
and the average time is a little worse. So, just from a stats perspective, again, I mean, it's very like standard that the higher seed will have the better stats profile, but Dwoh is 2-1 against Priffin. So, if it is just a repeat of their ranked matches, then Dwoh wins the best of 3, you know?
Right.
He's up 2-1. So, I don't know. And then I mean, that's all I got. 54% win rate isn't amazing, but again, it's not that many matches to have a sample size for, right? Like compared to Priffin's 250, 74 is not that great, which might mean that he's not as comfortable with ranked and the filter and the gameplay, but he did get through the qualifiers, so
I also would like to note that it's very important here that he is apparently the #1 Redline fan. I think that is a contentious statement, as I think a lot of us are big Redline fans. I don't know. I
being the
feel like
number one is
that's
very impressive, yeah.
yeah. I would like to see some evidence. I guess is more what I'm trying to suggest here. Like what does that mean? I'm a big Redline fan. Anyways, but you know, putting his honesty aside, very good stats, and also I quite like his little face. I really like that little expression on his skin.
Kind of like an axolotl colors
Yeah,
wise.
yeah, kind of got axolotl plus slime vibe to me.
Well, I'm ready to get into the game. I don't know about you, but oh my god, dude. Like imagine forgetting about the seed selection. Never mind. Thank you, Oliver. Um another shipwreck ban, dude. Like what?
Yeah, I think it's just right now everyone's hating on shipwrecks. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I agree with you that it's less important for the playoffs versus regular matches, since it'll be a shipwreck going in. But I don't know. I guess people transfer over that frustration feeling, and they associate shipwrecks with that feeling, and they just want to get rid of the possibility of it. I think it makes sense, though I don't exactly understand.
Yeah, it like I don't know. The Desert Temple ban makes sense. I'm not gonna understand the shipwreck ban. I'm just gonna not even pretend to understand it. But like everyone's doing it. So maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong and I don't know. I just it doesn't make sense to me at all as to why it would be banned. But I think we're ready to get into the game. Looks like we are. Beautiful. I just want to see a 2-1. We get another full segment. We don't have to stall for 15 minutes at the end of the the end of the match. But BT, see, not sure what chunk these players are looking at right now. That looks decent.
You see the stretch resolution, of course. TikTok, I believe, is the correct term. I do. It's kind of a bit silly looking, is it? Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's bad, but it does look a bit goofy. Like, if you have not seen Minecraft speedrunning before and you see that happening, I would personally be very confused. Like, what is
Yes.
going on? It
Ooh,
reminds me a bit of
Flint
sorry.
insta from the blow up. No, you're good. No,
No, I was
I
just
mean
gonna
you're
say,
right. You're completely
yeah.
right that it is just wacky to look at from a
Um,
perspective.
though it looks to me like Priffin had a bit of detail on his that I hadn't seen in other OBSs, like a little border or
A
something. But
little
I'm not
outline.
sure.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think I obviously do not do this strat, but I think it literally is just how your game looks. Like you are just playing in windowed. Like when you unfull screen it like that. And
Right.
so it goes smaller and stuff happens. Looks like Dwoh, they found different enters, so I mean they should both work. Ooh, no lava there for Dwoh, but I mean it's a very big enter or big ravine. But this is all one deep. Okay, he's found an L. W. And Prevent enters right next to the bottom of Stables. Hog. I mean, maybe they get different enters here, but it shouldn't be that like separated. I guess like they are different ravines, but they can't be too far away from each other in the overworld. But maybe Dwoh gets some better terrain, or don't think it could have gotten much better than Priffin's
Yeah, I was gonna
enter.
say he's like right there. Um,
Oh yeah, no, but see, he's in the middle of the bastion, so already started to take a hit. But I guess it's slightly better. Saves him a couple seconds, but obviously entered much slower, so not ideal. Because Priffin is
oh,
already cranking out this route. Big hog.
Dwoh taking a decent amount of damage, but not too bad. And Priffin is dealing with the gap.
Yep. Triple
Kind of
chest up
interesting.
here.
I like the choice to keep the pressure plate to potentially throw it to distract piglins, but we'll see if he ends up using that or if he like gets rid of it
No, I
sooner.
don't think he needs it really. I mean, throws
Oh,
it there
there he
is
goes.
good, but already took that hit. I think it was just too little too
Yeah.
late. But the piglin rounding that corner, like, not really his fault. So, I mean, we will see. Priffin is just ahead, entering the bastion, started the gap
Yep.
earlier as well because of just the way that he entered. If you enter from the back there, you kind of like can see what is a good gap and what's a bad gap. So could have played off of that information and is finding good terrain to get up to this triple. Might be leaving this bastion much quicker than Dwoh, even though he entered only slightly faster. Pyre is going to point us negative Z. Not sure if Priffin has Pyre yet or not, but not a ton of obsidian. They do have diamond pickaxes. Home portal is awkward for both of them, though, as it's like behind the bastion for Priffin and in the bastion for Dwoh. So you're not going to get a crazy good pearl hang. 20 is ideal. Chat is saying there's a 25 obby chest. Yeah, it says Priffin had 25 obsidian. I must have missed that. I don't know from where, but home portal's not a consideration there anymore. I know it wasn't from the triple. Oh, it's from
Gotcha.
that triple. Makes sense. Never mind.
Crazy.
And getting that pearling out. So honestly, pretty close. Priffin doesn't have like a height pearling here, but it looks like it's kind of the same way. So I think he's ahead by maybe 15, 20 seconds. Sees the fort as well. It is the bad part. So gonna have some sort of spawner nav. We'll see how much that actually matters here. Because the Crimson Strays are usually not ideal. But Dwoh is right behind him. Only in the fort, maybe 15 seconds slower, I would say. Priffin at the
Yeah.
spawner right now, so if Dwoh can make this time up, it's gonna be close. And there's still a lot of time left for strays. And yeah, look, Dwoh, I mean three strays
Nice.
on top of here already. Maybe four strays up here, yeah.
Solid.
Feinberg level Crimson strays. And yeah, I mean, if it saves one blaze spawner cycle, that could be 40 seconds potentially of
True.
time save.
Yeah. That could make up the time to some extent that he's been losing pre-Fortress.
Yeah.
This is
But the
pretty
spawner's
close
right
match.
there. Yeah. The strays are going to give him some time save for sure, but I don't know if it's going to be enough
Right.
to get him back in the lead. But there are still splits to go. Eye measuring, terrain nav. Does Dwoh have 0 mats? No. Does Priffin have 0 mats? Yes. He has 4 beds, I think I just saw.
I think it's 4 beds, 2 anchors, I believe.
Yeah, it'll update in a second on the overlay, but I'm not sure. And the boat eye measuring. So surely it can one eye this. Cannot read that nimbot at all, but he's gonna throw 2, so not that much time save from the boat eye. You know, it's 99.4. Maybe he just didn't like his errors or something, because it looks like it didn't change at all. So if he loses by 5 to 10 seconds, that might be why. But Dwoh just doing regular measurements might be faster if you don't boat. I'm not sure. Like if you're throwing 2 eyes anyways, it's probably very similar speed.
Yeah.
Speed of play, but yeah, it looks like Priffin has 4 beds. Gonna set up a purling here, which is not bad. Keep the spawner loaded. 4 beds, 2 anchors. So it is zeroable for Priffin. I feel like Dwoh doesn't have as many trades though. Yeah, he has. Sorry, oh my god. He has 3 beds, 1 anchor, I think only. So Dwoh can't 0. So it's gonna maybe just be game over if it's a zeroable end. And if it's not a zeroable end, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a time save for Dwoh because he doesn't have to like prep the
Ooh.
0 or hope that it's zeroable or anything like that, right? Like you will lose time to prep
Right.
if it's not. Did he trigger his purling? Is that what just happened? It is.
I think so, yeah.
Wow. I was confused. I kind of thought that it was close, but it looked like he got it like more to the right, but I guess it wasn't. So Dwoh is just ahead, but again, not zeroable. We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because
I don't know.
it is zeroable for Priffin, but, you know, 6 explosives is, I mean, that in a tournament setting, that is throwable. You know, that's not like, you know, 15 explosives where you just are basically guaranteed.
Yeah, 100%. But Dwoh already in the portal room, like.
Wow, that was very fast. So it might not even matter. It's possible. Wait, where's he
yeah,
going? What's going on? Missing some
depends on
string?
his nav and stuff. Does he have to go to the library? No rods? Oh, he left early. Oh.
Wait, what?
Either he didn't pick up a rod. Yeah, it
Is
says
he
he
zero eye?
he only has 11 eyes. I don't know if he just didn't pick a rod up or thought he had more.
Oh,
Well,
that is
I
a
mean,
disaster. Maybe he just played for 11.
now it's just over. I mean, you just would never do that, especially when you're only barely losing, if at all, right? Like you're not really behind in the seed. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just either an oversight or a just poor decision.
Yeah, I mean, you're only behind in the fort by like 15, 20 seconds. You blinded at very similar times. I don't know. I definitely don't agree with the play if you did it on purpose. If you did it on accident, it's just unlucky. But we'll see. Priffin setting up for the 0. So I guess maybe that's why Dwoh was faster, is because he literally he had he left on 11, right? That could just be why it was much faster.
So now he's got to hit the 0. This is basically
1 and 8 is gonna go for it here.
okay.
92. It's kind of high. He definitely gets there in time. But the height for this is always super weird.
Replace both
Oh,
anchors.
is he too late? No, it's good. Node height for this is always weird.
Looked good, but last time I said that it did bad.
Yeah, I know the damage for this is weird too. He's got to get good anchor damage, and it should be. Yeah, that should be very good. Nice. Very weird, especially. Oh
God! How did we try? We cursed it again. We cursed it again. I don't even know what to say. He couldn't pearl. He was on 2.5.
I know, and he just needed to.
Off.
He just needed to back up more. Like that happens on 1 and 8. You just need to back up, and he shifted also. Like he was sneaking, and it just.
The dragon's dead. So he all he needs to do is get back to the place. Like he just
but Dwoh knows where it is. Like he just puts one eye into the. Yeah, like. He needs to get back before Dwoh gets a perch.
Yes,
basically.
Exactly. I was gonna say, like, it's not just completely decided who's won at this point. This really could go either way. If it's definitely favored for Dwoh, I would say.
Yeah, but I don't know how hard the terrain is to get back to second portal for Priffin. That's what it's gonna be, right? Is like what is this terrain gonna be like? Is he gonna make an anchor? Does he only have 3 beds?
3 beds.
Okay, he's made the anchor. He has the anchor. 3 bed, 1 anchor. Not a pre-placed anchor.
He has not set up.
That's fine. It's not that big of a deal on the pre-placed anchor.
Just saying.
You're right.
He's not set up.
No, I hear you. I hear you. It is. Oh, he hasn't even set up obsidian. Okay, maybe if he just runs in quick. Okay, I did not realize that. If he runs in quick, it is possible. But I mean, Priffin's making his way back.
What's the mindset there? Why not set it up?
Oh, I don't know. I just forgot.
Okay. It looked intended to me. I don't know. I was wondering if
Priffin's gonna make it there. Doesn't have a pickaxe. Obviously, can craft a wood one, but this terrain doesn't look that bad. Might be a perch from Dwoh. He's got to hit the 1 cycle though. Doesn't pre-place the anchor. It's still fine. This height looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, this looks really good.
That's decent. That's okay. It's axable.
Yeah, that should be it.
Oh, it's just dead. It's just dead. And wow.
Final dead or explosive. Wow.
Losing the game and your dragon is dead is unfortunate.
That's a bingo box that I never thought I'd check.
It's a bingo box that you don't even think to put on the board. That's how rare it should be. Like,
well, I would say specifically the bingo box that's crazy is killing the dragon first and losing. Because it's happened before where 2 people beat it really close and the dragon's dead by the time the other person finishes. But I don't know if I've ever seen the person who kills the dragon first to lose the match.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, just a 1 in 1,000 ending situation. I mean, definitely have like seen it happen in ranked games before, but it's just, I mean, he had it right. He had the timing. 6 explosives on the 1 and 8 is not free, and then just didn't back up enough and was just exactly on 2.5. Couldn't pearl. Is just brutal. I don't know. Like barely hit by the dragon too.
It sucks too because what happened was he had the pearl ready and he was ready to clutch, but he just literally did not have enough health. Like it was by one singular half heart more, and he would have been okay. He responded to it. Like the response time was very impressive to me from what Priffin did. While his fall happened, he clicked to the pearl because that's the correct thing to do if you have the health. Then switched back off of the pearl to the boat after he acknowledged that he had 2.5. And I think he even still got the boat down, or it was at least close. He tried to place the boat, and unfortunately didn't get the boat clutch. But he almost saved it, which would have been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just all it was. Like Priffin was in a pretty commanding lead the whole seed. The only reason why this found stronghold split is green for Dwoh is because he left on 6 with the break instead of 7 with the break. So he got punished on the 0 eye.
Yes.
Is just the only reason. And yeah, I mean, it's just that 0 mistake, especially because Dwoh couldn't even 0. Like he was just waiting for a perch. There wasn't even a 0-able opportunity there. So I don't know. I mean, we can throw it over to the seed selection, see what Priffin is picked for his seed 2. Again, you have to win both of these seeds. It's either going to be Room Portal or Village. So again, it doesn't really matter which one you do first when you have to win both. But maybe people have been throwing their second seed picks, Nerdy, because we've seen a lot of 2-0s and a lot less 2-1s than I think is expected. So maybe people are trolling with their seed 2 picks, but
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
so.
What do you think?
I think honestly, to be honest, I don't mean to be a contrarian here, but I think Priffin played that seed better. I really do. I think Priffin got and like even to the 0 cycle was very well done. And it was this small mistake at the end that was punishing, but like even after the mistake, almost brought it back with the boat and the pearl.
Yep.
I I hope if I think if Priffin can calm his mind, refocus. I think Priffin to me looked like the better runner in that last seed.
Yeah, and I mean, faster seed, maybe more mechanics. Is it you have to just mentally rebound from what happened and just know that like you were in the lead the whole seed, like just remind yourself like mentally like you were winning. Just one small mistake, just clean it up. You know, obviously Priffin knows how to zero. Oh my!
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
what the?
That's crazy. That's
What is?
crazy. That's crazy.
Oh my god! I mean, maybe you don't even hear the lava because you think it's like the ruined portal lava. That is crazy. I wonder if he'll make an iron pick too, instead of a bucket. Because you know you need a bucket for this completion, but a lot of ruined portal seeds you'll make a pickaxe because you can enter with the obby. That is that's a new
I
one. Just a raw
That's a
20-second
new
time
one.
loss. We've seen that happen in like ranked before where people miscraft stuff or something and insta reset off the miscraft. But I don't think I've seen someone die in the first minute in all of season 1 or so far in season 2. I don't think I've ever seen that.
That's wild.
just just hopped in. Oh man. So Priffin, I mean, definitely 20 plus seconds of time save here, and he's actually opting to enter off of a lava pool instead of the rune portal. Not sure if it's because there was crying in the way or whatnot, but pretty time neutral, I think, either way, and it's just going to be a big time save. Yeah, no, there is crying, but I guess maybe lost some time to not entering off the lava or the rune portal, I should say.
Mhm. So no iron pick is interesting. We're gonna have to see how these runners adapt. Uh, you have to, of course, just play for the iron in the bastion chests. Um, I think it's going to be interesting because this can be an easy way to separate sort of the knowledge of the two players bastion wise. Where is the fastest route to find the chests first rather than usually second when you normally go for the
100%.
chests. So
100%.
bit of a test of game knowledge here.
Totally agree.
See if who can find the iron the fastest.
Nothing down there. I don't think the manhunt chest was checked either. Yeah, it's the first war pigs. So we'll see there what is going to happen. And no manhunt chest either. You can also, like, kind of metagame the advancements from your opponent. Like, sort of knowing where the iron could potentially be. Like, Priffin hasn't gotten it out of the top. Gets some out of the top. Oh, there's another triple here. It should be super free. Yep, there it is. 6 iron. So you get that acquire harbor up top. It's sometimes metagameable, like seeing what advancements people get where.
Right.
But Priffin will still be in the lead here because he just was at the Bastion first because he didn't fall in the lava pool, the overworld. So he's got a lead here. Now, can he keep the lead? We'll see. And they did see the fort heading into the Bastion. So Don't need any Pyre. Should be pretty easy. Food situation is a little better for Priffin, but not by much. Both should have enough food to at least like get to the stronghold or like overworld 2 before hunger resetting, even if the like strays are bad. Dwoh blocking himself off with obsidian because he has 20 already before the trades. Blocking the pigs off quick. Which, I mean, it's a block, it'll work. It's better than like using wood, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so
I
many
mean,
pigs.
yeah.
But I know Priffin had a ton of pigs also. So I think he will still have the lead leaving the Bastion. We'll see.
Relatively close game with Priffin just, you know, a bit ahead throughout. Basically similar to what we saw last time. And yeah, I'm curious. I don't know. Priffin's gameplay last time was pretty solid. There were a few mistakes, of course, the zero cycle, but again, this game looking pretty solid. A few mistakes here and there that I'm not spotting too many mistakes. Looks pretty clean, and Dwoh seems similarly doing well. Just mainly just that mistake at the beginning. I don't even know if you can call that. That's pretty unlucky.
Yeah,
Falling to the lava at the
like
beginning.
who even knows if he heard it, right? Because of the nether portal lava, the room portal lava. So
Yeah.
not sure. But Priffin ahead, heading to the forts. 4 skeletons on the roof, so he's just gonna go down and in. That's a good play. Actually pearling over to the good part.
Yep.
It's consistency, right? You find a spawner, you commit to the spawner if your strays aren't good. So it means Dwoh can maybe make up some time with some better strays. But he is just behind by maybe 20, 25 seconds at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a bad pearl or two into lava, but pretty close to the fort. We'll see if we get some better strays.
There we
See
go.
some wither
Skeleton
strays over there.
Not
Yeah, he's
too-
gonna play for the strays here on the way. He's 1 blaze. And it's better than 0, but I guess there's 2 there. Is it worth the time delay of not being at the spawner? 3rd blaze up there, not bad. If the strays crank out, it could be some time save. I think Dwoh definitely made up some time from his 4 strays in the last seed, and there's 4 in this one at least before he gets to the spawner, but Priffin's not doing a terrible job with strays either on this like oasis part of the fort, so we'll see. But
the rate so far.
I mean, Dwoh has more rods than Priffin does, but Priffin's got a blaze-bedded spawner already. So
That's crazy.
it
Now the rates are picking up. Of course,
Yeah.
as I say, the rates aren't too great.
Priffin's got like 6 blazes here, but they are all over the place
Yeah.
because he didn't have time to build out the back of this spawner. So we'll see
Yeah, a lot of
who
time caught
actually
up here.
comes out of this ahead. Yeah, both on 4 rods. Priffin
4
just can't
rods?
do anything about these. I think he's gonna make a rod. Yeah, he's gonna make a rod.
I've always liked this strat. I think it's funny, which is always makes the strat better, and also, I think it can be good. I really do, but it is funny. Oh my god! Except when that happens.
It's just
That is
it's like sometimes just scuffed, but it is like a genuinely like good thing to do.
I mean, again, it is funny, which is worth it. That has value in my
Worth a
opinion.
lot, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
little corny, a little silly. I mean, it's definitely just better to like have blocks built
Yes.
for your blaze bed, but I mean, he's making it work. 6 rods. We'll see. Definitely faster than Dwoh, but how far behind is Dwoh right now?
He
When
seems
is
to
he
have
getting
done
his
a
first
pretty
stud?
good job.
Yeah,
He's got a similar problem.
A little bit, yeah. I think that's
Blazes all
Dwoh's
over the place.
5th rod. Yeah, 5th rod. So he's 1 rod behind and also isn't in the overworld. Okay, Priffin's out of food now, but will be full, so needs a hunger reset for 0, but I think Dwoh is in the same situation. Yeah, no food. No food for him either. And Priffin can just leave off of that 1 eye throw and has his 12 eyes Priffin's game to lose. Again, I mean, he was in the lead in the last seed and lost it to the 0. So we'll
Right.
see. Says Priffin has 10 wool in his inventory, and it looks like he can craft 3 anchors. So it's 3 bed, 3 anchor territory, which is doable. I mean, he hit a 4 bed, 2 anchor in the last seed. So we will see. It looks like Dwoh has 3 beds and has probably crafted his anchors. It does not tell me the anchors on this program that I have, but yeah, 3 bed, 3 anchor for Dwoh as well. We'll see.
Here we go. More TikTok from Priffin as we preemptive the stronghold here. It instantly nabs the
Yeah.
stronghold. Very good stuff. And meanwhile, Dwoh catching up.
He's got to do some crafting here. Dwoh already did his crafting, and I think, wow, he's not even going to hunger reset. He's not going to go for it. But it looks like, wait, Dwoh's on 1 heart. Looks like it's not super zeroable. It is a pearl clip, maybe front 90, front 94, maybe it looks like. So I don't think it was that zeroable due to having no food after the pearl clip, and maybe he just didn't want to do 3 bed, 3 anchor. I'm not sure. But he's going to start his half bow, and if the half bow's fast enough, it can even beat 0 speed. So we'll see.
True.
I think Dwoh will try to force 0 though, especially if they take no damage in the rest of this stronghold. Beat 0 speed. So we'll see.
True.
I think Dwoh will try to force 0 though, especially if they take no damage in the rest of this stronghold. Ocean. Are they different strongholds? Priffin got a good
I
spike
don't
and just
know.
went. This is not the port room, I don't think.
Yeah. I was gonna
Library.
say.
I think Priffin's just getting a perch though. I think none of this matters. Yep,
Yeah.
it's just a perch. And it's 3 bed, 3 anchor. There's breath in the way, but he should be good to get under it. Yep, and that's just gonna be it. I mean, guess you can mess up the anchors, but it's very hard.
Priffin's
you
got
go.
it. This time takes the seed back. Yeah, that was good stuff from Priffin. I believe there was a failed pearl hang in that seed and maybe some other small stuff, but overall, that felt cleaner and even better than last time. And you know, I'm excited to see the 3rd seed here because I think these two are actually doing both pretty well. They're not making too many huge mistakes,
All right, nice.
and they're
Yeah.
kind of on pace with each other throughout the entire seeds. Like you can see, like honestly, Dwoh, I mean, I mean, the fact that he was, I guess, just 20 seconds behind entering the Nether to start, and maybe I didn't have the best Bastion split, but still, like, a pretty close. Like, I mean, these matches have been pretty close, so I'm excited to see the next.
Yeah, it looks like it's just was that death segment, but as it is our game 3, we get to throw it over to Fulham for our mid-match analysis. So looking forward to seeing what he has to say.
Okay. Mid-match analysis time. We are 1-1 for Priffin and Dwoh here. And I thought I would take it right back to the start of seed number 1. Priffin did a strategy that I personally haven't seen too many times before. So I just wanted to say that I thought this strategy was cool. And I wanted to bring some attention to it because I think it's great. Priffin grabbed a sugarcane before going down, places it under the water here, and then uses it to create an air pocket, so he's able to mine this sand faster, allowing him to get the Acquire Hardware achievement just a couple of seconds earlier than Dwoh does, but those small time saves throughout the run can really assist you throughout the entirety of the rest of the seed. Next up, the rest of this seed was slightly less well played than the overworld, I would say. We're going to go into this part here. I'm going to show the inventories. This was the main reason why I grabbed this clip. We can say hi to Feinberg and Nerdy as well. But let's just note exactly what's going on in each of these inventories here. We have Dwoh on the right-hand side here, and has 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, and enough to make, I believe this is 2 anchors. Sorry, no, 1 anchor. So 3 bed, 1 anchor on the side of Dwoh, whereas Priffin has already blaze bedded, so that adds an extra bed on top. 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, 4 bed, and 2 pre-crafted anchors, meaning that Priffin has 6 explosives versus Dwoh's 4, allowing Priffin to go for the zero cycle. One other thing, and one other reason that potentially Dwoh didn't even think about going for zero cycle when he entered the end, was the fact that Dwoh has a cumulative 15 pearls here, which is something that is just definitely suboptimal when you're looking to finish off this game. You know, Priffin has already blinded at this point, so has Dwoh, but we're looking to try and then travel to those second portal coordinates, and you may not want to, especially for the fact that you're running low on food. I don't see any food in this inventory whatsoever, and you only have a total of 15 pearls. This could maybe have been one of the reasons why he left on 11 eyes, because he actually has less pearls. This could, by allowing him to have those 4 pearls, maybe he could attempt to go for the zero cycle if he realized he was behind. However, of course, we do know what happens next. One thing that I don't think got brought up quite enough in the main commentary part of this was the fact that Dwoh's first eye does in fact break. I know you can only see the remnants of it there, but Dwoh's first eye broke. So there wasn't a mistake. There wasn't a part where he just didn't have his hitboxes on and didn't find where it dropped. It did not drop. Therefore, he did intentionally leave on 11 eyes, going for arguably a very risky play. You know, it does, you know, it pays off 70% of the time, but it's still arguably unnecessary in the playoffs ranked match, because, you know, we don't actually need, he doesn't need any of that to get to the stronghold first. And we actually noticed that here. But this was something, again, that may have been missed by the main commentators. Priffin produced a pearl hang over here, and the distance of this pearl wasn't very far. We can see that here. It's only about 2 chunks away. And as soon as he puts his render distance down to 2, heads back towards this spawner, bear in mind, he's actually traveling in the same direction as the pearl that he threw. So now he's just to the side by around about 2 chunks to the right and 1 in front is what I believe the exact setup is. However, if we now go to the... if we look at exactly where this blaze spawner lays next to the chunk borders, you can notice exactly how that pearl then got rendered back into his render distance. Because on the edge of the blaze spawner is a chunk border. You can see that right here, meaning that as soon as he does actually step foot into the blaze spawner, collecting a blaze rod that he grabs in just a few seconds here, after killing some of these blaze spawns, wants to go and collect it on the edge, and as soon as he makes his move in, the pearl renders back in and teleports him to the new location. This loses him about 20 to 30 seconds and allows Dwoh to be able to get into the stronghold first. But of course, as we did see, it was a zero eye, meaning that he has to run straight back to his portal and go and get another eye. And then let's discuss the failed zero. This was one of the... it was really sad because Priffin played the zero cycle particularly well. A 1 in 8 dragon is not easy at all. Built out very effectively, cranked it, has everything set up. Used the crying obsidian there as well to ensure that the block underneath him wouldn't break. Sets everything up with ample time to place the first bed down. Destroys it very nicely. Second bed damage is impeccable. The third one is definitely fine. Fourth was a little bit early, but that's also fine. And we can see that anchor did everything that it needed to do. Now, this anchor needs to deal around about 10 damage, and that's pretty much it. However, if my bitrate decides to cooperate, let me run that one back slightly, we can see that Priffin leaves this anchor ever so slightly late. He's standing still, and then as soon as he notices that the dragon's coming down, he even double F5s here, and takes a hit from this dragon's hitbox when it intersects with him. I guess the strategy is either to go backwards towards the tower or to pearl down sooner, because you're at 4.5 hearts. As soon as the dragon's dead, you can pearl into the fountain and be absolutely fine. There's no way you're going to take more than 2.5 hearts of damage there. And of course, as he's falling, there isn't a lot of options for him. He's at exactly 2.5 hearts, no full hunger, and has a lava bucket on the hotbar and a pearl. So goes to the boat, which is the only optimal strategy here that he actually has remaining. He can only use the boat on his hotbar to clutch him. And he does go for it. I don't know if he places it, and it doesn't look like he does. I'm sorry, that one skipped right at the end there. I wanted to, of course, then go over to Seed 2 as well. I'm going to crank up the volume for this part to see if you guys can tell the difference between the lava pops from the ruined portal and the lava pops from the lava pool. If you were able to tell the difference there, you have much better hearing than I do, because I can tell you that I would not have noticed the difference between there being lava pops directly underneath this tree, as well as some that may be coming from behind you. It did sound kind of loud. You may be able to make an argument that Dwoh could have noticed this, but it's probably not something you're expecting under one single piece of stone. You mine one stone, there's no way to clutch, there's nothing that you have in your inventory that can even help you out, and he does take an unfortunate death. Obviously, very early on, not a huge time loss. But let's discuss the very final thing that I wanted to discuss here. This is something that I think is going to impact the mental for the third seed, which is what I kind of am here to analyze. I'm meant to be the person that tells you what should be happening and what could happen in this third seed. And something that I noticed that I haven't seen Priffin do before was, after doing the preemptive, after doing the TikTok strat, as Mr. Nerdy has called it, notice that as he goes through this four-way here, he stops to grab this water bucket. Now, he clearly didn't do that in the first seed because he had lava bucket on his hotbar. However, in this second seed, either this is going to treat him very well and have the potential to clutch in the end situations where he is on low health, or it may actually be a sign that Priffin's quite nervous. Because even though he had the water here, and he had the potential to hunger reset, and he's in the stronghold earlier before Dwoh's even found the stronghold, he doesn't hunger reset, and he doesn't go for the zero. Now, I'm not trying to read into it too much. It is a very difficult zero setup with 3 beds and 3 anchors, so I'm not by any means saying that he should have done anything. However, maybe there can be some sort of mental aspect there by he's taking an extra second to potentially make himself play a tiny bit safer. It just depends on whether he has the confidence to then go for the zero if it needs to be done. And honestly, I think Priffin will. And I think that the fact that he's grabbed this water bucket may just mean that he's thinking of other ideas to play with that extra level of security. So if I had to guess, I do think that Priffin is going to take this one 2 games to 1. I'm going to send you guys back over to Nerdy and Feinberg in the booth, and I appreciate you guys for listening through to this analysis, and I'm really excited to see this game 3.
You are muted, by the way, Feinberg. But I can talk. I'm capable of doing such a thing. Thank you, Fulham, for the analysis. That was excellent as always. Yeah, I mean, I think Fulham's right. It's interesting to think about the mental aspect. Personally, I think it's a good sign for Priffin that he, I guess, went for the water bucket. Just more useful, and also I feel like it's a sign that, you know, he went for the zero even though he died previously and he hit it, right?
Yeah.
So.
True.
I feel like that's a really big mental boost. Like, the only thing that you really did, like, wrong, other than, I guess, like, the pearl hang thing, the only thing you really did wrong was the way that you handled after you killed the dragon to 0. You go for it again. You get it. Things are looking better.
I completely agree with you. And I think, I mean, it's going to be our village seed. Could have a lot of variance in the overworld depending on if the lava pool is visible or not. But otherwise, I mean, there is still a lot of, like, weird routing decisions with villages. Like, how many beds you're getting, where you're getting your food, stuff like that, killing the golem, a lot of overlap. But we will see, and I think we're ready as long as the players are. We kept them waiting long enough with the analysis, but it was definitely a nice insight into what Priffin and Dwoh need to do for each of them respectively to win. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Finally get a game 3. It's been like 5 hours. We had one very early in the day, and now we're back.
I don't know what the odds are on average. I guess it's impossible because you need to know the win rates, but whatever. Anyways.
Probably like 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't. But it's probably like actually close to 50-50 too.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bam. No golem kill needed. Very clean. Stone axe, iron shovel. Dude, a weird play here. It's so weird. I don't think it's right because it's an island. You can make a stone shovel, and you can make shears. Priffin did it. He did. Shears for blocks. I was gonna say it's very weird because there's not that many trees, so it's a little awkward for him to get this. But he's getting shears. So it's a weird tech play. Like I said, the only reason why I wasn't super into it is because it didn't look like there were that many trees around.
41
But
blocks so
I guess
far.
you only need one tree, and I think Priffin's running in a much better direction here than Dwoh is. Like Dwoh's getting some food, but Priffin might have that's a lava pool on Priffin's screen right there.
What do you think about Priffin's food situation though? Do you think that is enough, like if for a ranked match?
I mean, it's only
or-
like Dwoh's only got 3 extra bread or 6 extra bread than
Oh.
him, which does matter.
I feel like
But
that's significant. I don't know.
Dwoh you're trading that 6 bread for 30-second time loss.
Was it 30? Yeah, maybe so.
More? Like, I mean, Priffin's getting in the nether. Dwoh hasn't even seen a lava pool.
Yeah.
And I think Priffin's got just a better block situation. He's got 30. They both have 35 blocks, but
True. That's certainly true.
Priffin is working with that on leaves, so it's very just super buildable. Dwoh's working with that on wood, so he doesn't want to use all of it for obviously bed crafting. We'll see. He's behind, has more food. Definitely will save time if you need a hunger reset at the end of a run, for sure. But we'll see. Decently far bastion. I don't think he's spotted it. Yeah, and look, Priffin's getting mushrooms here for extra food, so this is some time loss as opposed to getting the bread, right? Like who knows which food source was actually faster because they kind of came in at different points in the run, but it is something that Priffin just chose to lose time to as opposed to getting hay bales. Whereas Dwoh can run to this bastion faster. Oh my god, it looked like way more obby than 8. This looks like a double triple stables. I wonder if these runners will commit to the stables or play the gap. Commit to the triples, I should say. And it looks like Priffin hasn't fully opened up the side, but it's not bad. And yeah, it looks like Dwoh's doing the same thing. Has to kind of edge in there, but I think he's good. Yep, and extra bread coming in handy. And he's connecting these triples already, it looks like. Yep,
One potential small thing, not necessarily the end of the world, but maybe suboptimal, is the fact that it is a double triple. You probably won't be able to afford to make golden apples, which would have been nice.
Yeah, having low food like that, I mean, he did get the mushrooms, so I think they're both fine, but having gapples is still very nice, especially if you need to pearl a lot. You're like, apples and bread are not very speedy foods for fast healing. A gapple is just like the second best food that you can possibly have, only down to like a notch, which is just not realistic.
Yeah. And if you get something like bridge, then having a bunch of apples is super, super awesome. But if you get a double, triple in stables, it's just harder. It's just harder to manage the gold for that, to afford that.
Looks like they might be able to get 20, I think so. Looks like 13 from chests. So 7 from trades is it's below average even, is what it would be. So for launching a nice pearl hang there. But we'll see. I don't know if it'll really matter. Dwoh's got 19 obsidian, 22, pearl split, string split. Has some extra gold, but he's just going to leave. So maybe missing out on crucial trades, but he's going to save some time. Still, I think going to be behind, though, because of the overworld slowness. Behind by, I mean, only 3 to 4 seconds. They're both pearling towards the fort. Not sure if they saw it off spawn or both pirate. I feel like they saw it, or they just both pirate really quick. But Priffin's found some better terrain that Dwoh had, and he's just at the spawner.
Nice.
So just maybe enter the fort in a different way, but it is still just very close. Like this is maybe 15, 20 seconds apart. If Dwoh can rip some better strays here on the way to the spawner, or find a spawner of his own that could be better. No good strays here though. Wither skeleton moment, triple wither skeleton, and so he's just gonna roll up to this spawner slower than Priffin, and it's the same spawner, so the rates are gonna be the same, and he's wasting time killing these wither skellies, so might not be able to get a blaze bed in before the second spawn cycle. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be even more time loss for Dwoh, which is, I mean, he just can't afford it, right? He hasn't made up time on the endgame splits in any of these runs. The only reason why he won the first seed is because Priffin died zeroing, right? Like, maybe he'll try to leave again for a 1-eye if the opportunity arises and just hope that it's not a 0-eye again. I don't know, again, if that was on purpose or not in seed 1. Not sure.
Yeah, Dwoh, it seems like it's interesting because I feel like Dwoh has had more food this entire run, but I feel like I've consistently seen Dwoh on less health.
Yeah,
so I feel like
he's
that implies to me
using
that
the
he's
food.
yeah, it implies to me that like Priffin's doing a much better job of not taking unnecessary damage.
Yeah, I mean, looks like the rod situation is like better for Priffin, obviously, because he entered first. Priffin's got 4. Dwoh has 2, 3, 4 now. So
Right.
close, but Priffin is ahead. I'm just not sure about the 0 situation. Priffin has 6 beds and maybe 1 anchor. Looks like Dwoh has the potential to craft 5 beds and 1 anchor. So both zeroable. Priffin has 1 more explosive, I think, because he traded an extra 11 gold. Not sure if it's going to matter, but Priffin's able to throw 1-eye, doesn't break, and I think he's just going to leave off of that. Confident in his bow die, and he's just able to go. We've seen this happen in the last 2 seeds. Dwoh blinds as Priffin comes back with all of his rods, so he's just able to start heading to chords.
Right.
And he still has 1 bread, still has 1 apple. Might be able to make another mushroom stew. It might just be... It might be over already. I mean, there is still the nav. Oh, bad pearl, but he's got fire res. Yeah, has another mushroom
He has some
stew.
spare
Yeah,
pearls. Yeah, his things are okay.
he's doing all right. Dwoh needs 1 more rod, though. Not good, especially when Priffin is eye spying. Able to make a gap, so he's going to save some time on the hunger reset avoidance here, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Maybe he finds better terrain here than Priffin does. I don't know. He's got only 13 pearls also. I didn't realize that was it. Wait, Priffin only has 11 pearls, but he's made eyes. Okay. Dwoh hasn't made eyes. Wait, so what? Maybe Dwoh needed to do those last like 11 gold worth of trades. I didn't realize maybe he didn't split his pearls. Maybe he forgot to split them.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because I know Priffin traded like an extra couple eyes. And it is a 1-eye. So Priffin would need to die during 0 again, I think, for Dwoh to have a chance here. Or just he needs to rip the craziest half bow of his life, because Dwoh just can't 0. He just doesn't have any pros.
Yeah.
So if this is hittable, it's just over. And this looks like a very textbook 0. Oh, he's stuck in the cage and he's not going to go for it. But Dwoh can't go for it because he doesn't have the pearls.
Wow. It's a purge race. Assuming that Dwoh.
I mean, he's got to get in the fucking end though.
I want to say,
especially with Priffin
I would say Fulham's analysis. If he had the water bucket.
water bucket up the iron bars and out of the cage.
Yeah.
Surely.
That's okay. That's like really nitpicky.
Surely. I mean, it is a 1-eye. He's got to get like a 1 in 13. It's possible though. Priffin's still shooting crystals, so he's still gonna force these fireballs. Dwoh literally can't even pearl to the middle. But it's possible. That might be. That's not. Nope. Not in enough. It's
He can
just
do better.
RNG. Priffin lost his 100% chance to win off of the 0. Needs to hit the perch. But he's got the odds better in the fact that he's been in the end for longer and also has more crystals down. He's got the odds on his side, but it doesn't matter. Anything can happen. And it could be. And
Oh my god, that's the pitch. And this might knock Priffin out of the tournament.
oh my god, I think he's got 5 beds. Is it? Yeah, he's got more. He's got one more.
He's got a
It's
explosive.
over. It's
Wow.
over.
Crazy turn of events.
Priffin's gone. He's gone. Oh my god.
Crazy ending to that game. Absolutely.
Wow. Wow, man. That's crazy. Everyone in chat saying scammed, robbed. I mean, sure. Dwoh got a faster perch. True. Did Priffin mess up the 0 and lose his chance at winning? Also true. It is how it goes, chat. That's why 0's a thing. That's why half-bow's a thing. He got unlucky on the perch, but he fucked the 0, and it's not a hard 0 either. It's he messed up clipping into the cage. Still could have probably mined out of the cage and went up. It's just how it goes, chat. And it is the best of 3. If Priffin won the first 2 seeds, he would have won. If he didn't die in his first 0, we wouldn't even need to be playing seed 3. Dwoh wins with all red splits. Maybe our first win ever. Definitely our first win this season, I think, with all red splits.
Yeah.
Maybe our first ever win with all red splits.
That's crazy. That was a wild ending.
And it's over.
That's wild.
And it's
over.
literally just over to 2 failed 0s. That's all it is. He died in the first 0, hit the second one, failed the third one, and he lost the first seed and the third seed. And that was it. And I mean, wow. Like I don't even know. That's wild.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. A nail biter for sure. I don't know. I enjoyed that match. That was a good one. I love the back and forths in all 3 games. I thought that was probably my favorite like little series so far, I think. Really enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of our only 2-to-1 series so far, and
True.
It was very back and forth in the matches, and especially that game 3. I mean, it was a great game 3. Like, Priffin was consistently ahead off of the Shears play in the overworld, off of the better village routing. Dwoh went to get more food, which ended up not super mattering, because he just took a ton of damage anyways. And I mean, Dwoh kept pace with Priffin, but Priffin was just slightly ahead, and then bam. Just the one mistake, the 0. 1 for 3 and 0 is just, that's your tournament life, and you're gone. And there's no more shot at winning. There's no more shot on the money. Priffin's got to come back next season, which is unlucky.